Comedian by Maurizio Cattelan. The duct tape banana by Cattelan created a huge buzz and caused a stir when it first displayed at Art Basel Miami in 2019. The artwork, titled Comedian, made headlines and effectively went viral. It was sold in 3 editions, with the first 2 editions selling for $120,000 and then once more for $150,000. What made the situation even more astonishing was what happened a few days later. An artist named David Atuna removed the banana from the wall and began eating it in front of the cameras, calling his performance Hungry Artist. He expressed his admiration for Cattelan's work through this act. 3 years later, a similar incident occurred in Seoul during a Cattelan exhibition. A student took a banana from the wall and ate it, giving the simplest of reasons for doing so, that he had skipped breakfast and he was hungry. These acts contributed to making the art piece even more famous. Cattelan has gained a reputation for his sense of humor and his ability to blur the line between art and reality. This is precisely the concept behind the duct tape banana. It mocks the absurdity of the art industry while still profiting from it. In terms of cultural impact, viral reach, and sheer genius, this piece of art remains unparalleled. ATM Leaderboard by Mischief. How would you feel about everyone seeing your account balance? That's exactly what the public experienced at Art Basel in 2022, or at least the most bold ones, where a public ATM would rank people by wealth. How did it do this? Well, upon insertion of one's card, the machine would project the person's balance next to their name and picture snapped by the machine onto a leaderboard screen for everyone to see. A video went viral in those days on Twitter of American DJ and music producer Diplo taking the #1 spot on the ATM at $3 million and making the installation an instant hit. The artwork was produced by the Brooklyn collective Mischief, who defined it as an extremely literal distillation of wealth-flaunting impulses, explaining that they had mentally earmarked this work for a location like Miami Beach, a place where there is a dense concentration of people renting Lamborghinis and wearing Rolexes. Sleeping Exercise by Marina Abramovic. Art fairs are usually not associated with being restful, but Art Basel in Miami Beach changed this by providing a unique experience. Artist Marina Abramovic set up a group of camp beds at Fondación Belleler's booth, offering a different kind of rest. While known for physically demanding performances, Abramovic had focused on teaching what she called the Abramovic method, which aimed to help people slow down and be present in the fast-paced world of the 21st century. The sleeping exercise at the fair encouraged participants to disconnect from their electronic devices, put on noise-canceling headphones, and lay down as a welcome antidote to fair mania. Foxy Hair by Bradford. Participation in the fair's inaugural art positions, which was dedicated to young galleries and emerging artists, only required a cost of $5,000. The booths for this sector were actually shipping containers located off-site, without any protection from the heat. Bradford, a young artist at the time, turned Lombard Freed's container into his mother's LA salon. During this time, he was still doing hair and gathering beauty supplies central for his collages. His mother and aunt joined him in Miami, where the 3 of them spent the fair providing braids and extensions. The Electric Burst of Creativity by Sylvester Stallone. Miami showcases emerging artists from various disciplines, including Adrian Brody the painter, Miley Cyrus the sculptor, and Sylvester Stallone the abstract artist. Stallone's paintings, described as engrossing with their swirling patterns reminiscent of Jackson Pollock strips, were exhibited by Murzinska Gallery in Miami in 2009. The gallery's statement highlighted the similarities between Stallone's style and Pollock's. The LA Times reported that two of his paintings, priced between $40,000 and $50,000, were purchased by the founder of some of Las Vegas' most notable casinos, Steve Wynn, leading to a successful retrospective of Stallone's work in Zurich 2 years later. Training Ground for Democracy by Kristof. Enclosed in a chain-link fence and adorned with American flags, the booth-sized dystopian polling station was a scaled-down replica of a renowned, incomplete installation that was the subject of a lawsuit filed by the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art against the artist. Buchel lost, appealed, and ultimately prevailed in the well-known case, which challenged the museum's authority to display unfinished art when an artist goes over budget and misses deadlines. Additionally, he transformed his contentious emails with the museum into artwork, which is on display at Macaron's booth close by. Training Ground was sold for $250,000 to Swiss collector Friedrich Christian Flick. Miami Mountain by Ugo Rondinone. With a nod to 7 magic mountains in Las Vegas, Rondinone's Miami Mountain was an installation commissioned by the Bus Foundation and unveiled in 2016 in Collins Park to mark the start of Miami Art Week, the largest commercial event for contemporary art, which also includes Art Basel Miami. Rondinone's kaleidoscopic totem of boulders, which is 12.5 meters tall and features vibrant colors visible from the ocean, is highly Instagrammable and has been featured in numerous stock photos and promotional shoots as the representation of Miami's candy-colored fun art offerings. Miami Mountain is a continuation of Rondinone's investigation into the portrayal and reworking of geological formations in art. Testing preconceived notions about color, the installation presents an alternative perspective on the environment in art based on dimensions and physics. A new perspective on nature is provided by the combination of loud, unnatural tints, and abstract structures. She Dwells with Beauty by Zoe Bookman. Back in 2017, the Me Too movement and the Women's March took on a global scale, materializing also into Miami Beach in the form of pink pussy hats and with dealers abruptly promoting their support for female artists. The box displayed Judith Bernstein's Anthurium paintings at the fair, igniting a long overdue interest in the feminists of the 1970s who had previously been demonized for their use of the blood and guts metaphor. Conversely, Bookman's collections of boxing gloves covered in old wedding gowns went viral right away, giving social media users simple representations of female strength. End White Supremacy by Sam Duran. Critic Walter Robinson first noticed an odd trend in 2011. Attendees at fairs were taking and sharing pictures of their artwork using their iPhones. This role eventually gave rise to social media, and Duran's lightbox of handwritten words from a 1960s protest placard dominated Instagram in 2016. That year, dread and uncertainty over the US presidential election weighed heavy on the air, and for many, the most convenient political gesture from within an art fair was to quote a simple statement, one that appeared bold rather than apparent at the time. A Moaco Boafo solo booth with Marian Ibram. Boafo was selected by the Rubles, the renowned Miami collectors and market watchers, for their yearly residency and solo show in 2019. This decision caused a purchasing frenzy at Ibram's booth during the fair, as her solo presentation of the artist's finger-painted portraits sold out in a matter of minutes. Boafo became the focus of a whirlwind of opportunism and predatory flipping 3 months later, when the lemon bathing suit sold for $881,000 at Phillips. Naghugenshel Cambrakoko by Urs Fischer. Simple components made up the mixture. A motor attached to a smashed cigarette pack that skittered across the floor of an almost empty booth. At $160,000 apiece, Fischer's kinetic sculpture attracted large audiences and rapidly became the talk of the fair. It was only made in a limited edition of 2. This squandering of prime showroom real estate on the trash container of an addictive product was a smart insult to the occasion, said the late critic Peter Schnelltal. Thanks for watching.